Lalish Yazidi faith. In a secluded, sun-drenched valley in the mountains of northern Iraq, a cluster of pristine white conical spires rises towards the sky, piercing the deep green of ancient oak and olive groves. This is not a forgotten ruin. It is Lalish, the most sacred place on earth for the Yazidi people, the living, breathing heart of one of the world's most ancient and misunderstood faiths. To understand the power of this place, one must first understand the unique spiritual cosmos of its guardians. The Yazidi faith is a profound and ancient monotheistic religion, with roots stretching back thousands of years, predating many of the world's major faiths. At its core is the belief in one supreme transcendent God, known as Khwedeh, who is considered too magnificent and remote to be directly involved in the affairs of the world. After creating the universe, Khwedeh entrusted its care and administration to a heptad of 7 holy beings, or angels. Leading this divine council is the most revered figure in Yazidism, Malak Tawus, the Peacock Angel. The brilliant, iridescent feathers of a peacock are a symbol of his beauty, wisdom, and divine authority. He is the active emanation of God's will on earth, a benevolent and powerful archangel who serves as the primary intermediary between humanity and the Creator. It is a tragic and profound historical injustice that this very figure has been the source of immense misunderstanding. Over centuries, outsiders, misinterpreting the complex Yazidi cosmology, have falsely equated Malak Tawus with figures of rebellion from other religious texts, leading to the horrific and baseless accusation of devil worship. This single, catastrophic misunderstanding has fueled centuries of brutal persecution, including 74 separate genocidal campaigns against the Yazidi people. The truth, however, is one of deep reverence for a divine emissary of light, not darkness. This unique theology is intrinsically woven into the identity of the Yazidi people, who form a distinct ethno-religious group. One cannot simply convert to Yazidism, one is born into it. This hereditary nature creates an unbreakable bond between faith, culture, language, and ancestry. This bond finds its ultimate physical expression here, in Lalish. For the Yazidi, Lalish is not merely a holy site, it is the nexus of creation, the very center of their universe. Their oral traditions teach that this valley is where the world began, and after the Great Flood, it was upon the highest peak overlooking this sanctuary that Noah's Ark came to rest. The ground here is sacred, so much so that all who enter must remove their shoes, a sign of profound respect for the hallowed earth. Pilgrims walking barefoot on the ancient stone pathways, connecting them directly to the sanctity of their origin. The architecture of Lalish is a lesson in symbolism. The iconic conical spires, fluted and gleaming, are said to represent the rays of the sun, another powerful symbol in Yazidi belief, representing the divine light of Khwedeh. The temple complex itself is a labyrinth of courtyards, subterranean chambers, and sacred tombs. The most important of these is the tomb of Sheikh Adi ibn Musafir, a revered 12th century reformer who is considered a divine incarnation. While he did not found the religion, he systematized its beliefs and traditions, and his tomb is the ultimate destination for every pilgrim. Within the complex flows the Kanya Spi, the White Spring. Its waters are believed to have healing properties and are used for one of the most vital rituals, baptism. Every Yazidi child must be baptized in these waters to be fully initiated into the faith, a ritual that physically and spiritually connects them to the source of their existence. Other chambers within the temple are kept in perpetual darkness, symbolizing the primordial state of the universe before creation, a void of pure potential from which God's light emerged. As pilgrims navigate these spaces, they are not just visiting a historical monument, they are walking through a physical manifestation of their creation story, reaffirming their place in the cosmos with every barefoot step. The very air seems thick with the prayers of countless generations, a silent testament to a faith that has endured against all odds, anchored to this single sacred valley. It is this profound connection that transforms a simple visit into a pilgrimage and makes the annual festival season not just a celebration, but a vital act of spiritual homecoming. Yazidi festival rituals. As the heat of the Iraqi summer gives way to the cooler breezes of autumn, a palpable energy shift occurs in the valley of Lalish. The usual serene quietude is replaced by a vibrant, humming anticipation. This is the beginning of the festival season, a time when the global Yazidi diaspora turns its eyes and its feet toward home. The most significant of these gatherings is the Eid al-Jama'ah, or the Feast of the Assembly, a 7-day pilgrimage that represents the spiritual pinnacle of the Yazidi year. This is not a somber, silent affair. It is a kaleidoscope of color, sound, and communal devotion, where ancient rituals are enacted with a power that reverberates through the very stones of the valley. For these 7 days, Lalish transforms into a bustling spiritual metropolis, a reunion of a nation scattered by history but unified by faith. Each day of the festival is marked by specific ceremonies, but the evenings hold a particularly mesmerizing ritual. As dusk settles over the valley, the temple complex begins to glow. Hundreds of tiny flames flickering in the twilight, each one a small cotton wick, or fitil, soaked in pure, locally pressed olive oil and placed in niches throughout the courtyards and shrines. The lighting of these 365 wicks, one for each day of the year, is a deeply symbolic act. The flame represents the divine light and wisdom of God, pushing back the darkness of ignorance and evil. It is a collective prayer made visible, a silent, flickering testament to hope and enlightenment that bathes the ancient architecture in a warm, ethereal glow. Pilgrims move through this illuminated space, their faces lit by the gentle flames, offering personal prayers and tying knotted pieces of cloth, known as girek, to specific grates and trees. Each knot represents a wish or a prayer, for health, for family, for peace. When another pilgrim unties a knot, it is believed they are helping to release that prayer to the heavens, a beautiful, anonymous act of communal support. The air during the festival is also filled with sacred sound. This is the time of the sema, the celestial hearing or sacred dance. Performed by religious men in special vestments, the sema is a hypnotic ceremony accompanied by the resonant beat of the daf and the haunting melody of the shabab. The music is not for entertainment, it is a form of prayer, a way to achieve a state of spiritual ecstasy and communion with the divine. The rhythmic, circling movements of the dancers are deeply symbolic, representing the cosmic order and the movement of the celestial bodies. Witnessing the sema in the torchlit courtyards of Lalish is to feel the ancient pulse of the Yazidi faith. Another central event of the Feast of the Assembly is the sacrifice of a bull, a ritual known as korban. This act, common to many ancient faiths, is performed with great reverence. The bull, which has been cared for by the community, is sacrificed, and its meat is cooked in large vats and distributed among all the pilgrims present. This is a powerful act of communal sharing, ensuring that everyone, rich or poor, partakes in the festival's blessings. It symbolizes self-sacrifice, piety, and the strengthening of the bonds that tie the community together. Throughout the week, the Kanya Spi, the White Spring, is a constant hub of activity. It is here that Mor Kirin, or baptism, takes place. Newborns are brought to be baptized, their foreheads touched with the sacred water, formally welcoming them into the Yazidi nation. But it is not just for children. Pilgrims will bring new clothes, prayer beads, or other significant items to be blessed in the spring's waters, imbuing them with the sanctity of Lalish. One of the more unique and dramatic rituals is the kabak, a tradition where a respected religious leader on horseback attempts to knock a small bag from the top of a high pole with a lance or stick. This public spectacle draws huge crowds and is a test of skill and precision, believed to commemorate a historical event in the life of a Yazidi saint. Beyond these formal rituals, the festival is a profound social gathering. Families set up temporary camps on the hillsides, sharing food, telling stories, and arranging marriages.
It is a time to reconnect with relatives from distant lands, to reinforce cultural ties, and to ensure that the ancient traditions are passed to the next generation. These rituals, from the quiet light of a wick to the vibrant dance of the sema, are the threads that weave the fabric of Yazidi identity, and they all serve a deeper purpose: to facilitate the profound spiritual journey known as the sacred return.
Block 3. Sacred Return Meaning. The ceremonies, the chants, and the communal feasts at Lalish are powerful expressions of faith, but they all point to a much deeper, more profound concept: the sacred return. For the Yazidi people, this pilgrimage is not a mere religious obligation or a simple vacation. It is a fundamental spiritual and existential act. For a community that has been defined by displacement, diaspora, and the constant threat of annihilation, the act of returning to their ancestral, sacred heartland is a powerful reclamation of identity, a testament to resilience, and a deep spiritual reconnection to the very source of their being. The sacred return is the physical manifestation of an unbreakable bond between a people and their land, a land they believe to be the genesis of all creation. To walk barefoot on the soil of Lalish is to walk on the soil of Eden. This concept carries an almost unbearable weight when viewed through the lens of Yazidi history. For over 700 years, they have endured persecution, forced conversions, and massacres. The most recent and horrific of these was the 2014 genocide perpetrated by ISIS, an attempt to utterly erase the Yazidi people from existence. Their towns in the Sinjar region were destroyed, their men were executed, and thousands of women and children were enslaved in a campaign of unimaginable brutality. In the face of such trauma, the idea of a return becomes an act of radical defiance. Every family that makes the journey back to Lalish, every child baptized in the white spring, and every lamp lit in the evening darkness is a declaration that they have not been broken, a testament to their unbreakable spirit. It is a healing process, a way for survivors to find solace and strength in the one place that has always been their sanctuary. Lalish stands as a physical refutation of the genocidal ideology that sought to destroy them, proving that their culture, faith, and spirit are indestructible. For the vast Yazidi diaspora, communities that have found refuge in Germany, Sweden, Australia, and North America, the sacred return serves another vital function. It is a bulwark against cultural erosion. For a young Yazidi growing up in a Western country, their heritage can feel distant, an abstract story told by their grandparents. But the pilgrimage to Lalish makes it real. It is here they hear their ancestral language spoken all around them. It is here they see the rituals they have only heard about. It is here they meet thousands of other Yazidis, realizing they are part of a vast global family. This journey anchors their identity, providing a powerful, tangible connection to their roots that can withstand the pressures of assimilation. It ensures that the chain of tradition, passed down orally for centuries, remains unbroken. The return is a living education, a reaffirmation that being Yazidi is a rich, vibrant, and enduring identity, not just a tragic history. Ultimately, the sacred return taps into the cyclical nature of Yazidi cosmology. Their faith incorporates beliefs in reincarnation, and the return to Lalish mirrors this cycle of renewal. It is a return to the womb of their culture, a place to be spiritually reborn and cleansed. The rituals are not new inventions, they are the same actions performed by their ancestors for millennia, creating a timeless, sacred loop that connects the present generation to all those who came before. In this way, the pilgrimage collapses time, allowing an individual to feel the presence of their entire lineage. Lalish is more than just a collection of ancient temples, it is a promise made manifest in stone and spirit. It is the promise of continuity, a sanctuary for the soul, and the unwavering heart of a people who have faced the abyss and chosen to survive, to gather, and to celebrate.
In the heart of this ancient valley, the sacred return is not just an event, it is the timeless rhythm of survival itself.